What's up everybody, welcome to part 4 of From Noob to Speedrunner. And you're probably wondering why I'm just staring at a map right here. Well, you see, in this part I need to get Dreamnail, which is right over here. And I start the split right on this bench. And if you're thinking, well, why not just go down here and, you know, it's a pretty straightforward route. You can't make that jump. I know this is where the speedrun goes because I cheated a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. I know the speedrun does some sort of skip here and gets over this ledge and goes through here and gets through Dreamnail pretty quickly. But since this is the initial attempt, I obviously don't know the skip yet, and I'm not going to learn it until after I've done my first attempt. So the other routes there are sort of impossible right now. Not literally impossible, but with what I have on my character right now, I can't do it. Right here, there's a dark room, so you need Lumafly Lantern. If you go through here, you need Descending Dark. And neither of those things I have right now, and Lumafly Lantern is 1800 Geo. I don't even remember where to get Descending Dark. Then there's another route down here through City of Tears, but you can't even go through here because there's a door here and here which you can only open from the right. So I can't get through here. I would have to go through the sewer all the way to Kingdom's Edge, I think this is. Go up here through the elevator and go up here. And what I'm seeing, I could do those things, obviously. But initially I wanted this first part to serve as a comparison to my final attempt at the end of the video. And I realize I've failed a little bit on that part in the previous videos because I had to take those big detours, not really knowing the path to where I need to go. And then there were some skips that I couldn't perform before I knew about them, obviously. So those weren't really comparisons. And I want to change that. So now, starting now, in the first part, in the first attempt of mine, I'm going to look at the speedrun route. There, I don't have to look at the actual speedrun, I don't look at the video. There are pictures like this with the speedrun route drawn onto them, even on a split by split basis, so I don't get spoiled for the next upcoming splits. And I think it's like, for this one, it starts here and just goes this route and does a split. Just some sort of skip up here, through here, up here, and then we're there. So I'm gonna attempt this route on my first attempt. Obviously, we still have this problem of getting up here. Well, there's where the cheats come in. I'm using debug mod to practice, and it can also make my character fly through walls and everything. So once I get to this part, I'm just gonna fly up there and then continue as normal. And obviously, not gonna do that in the final attempt, but just to serve as a comparison, that's what I'm gonna be doing in this part. So let's get right to it. Okay, and here we are with the first attempt. Obviously I know the route now, we talked about that. And we're just gonna see what kind of time I can come up with if I'm not just wandering around aimlessly like I did in the last couple of parts. So, well, the route is pretty familiar, I think. We've been here a couple of times now. Now, getting over these worms should be easy, obviously. Anyway, you say that, oh my god. The wall climb threw me off there. Not had that ability for so long. And I think we just go the same route we did in the first split. Until here maybe, where we, I think, just drop down. And keep going right. Actually, I'm pretty sure Grassmother is on this route. So we're gonna see her here in a second. Oh yeah, right there. Ouch. Wow, I'm probably gonna die, aren't I? Let's just play it safe. Okay. That was fine. Oh, good. So I was kind of afraid I'd just die right there. And why is this not opening? Oh, Right, I forgot about this explosion. I'm still probably gonna die here. No, I'm not. I thought those were gonna attack me actually. Okay, now they should open. Nice. Okay, and here we have the position where we would do the skip, because look at this, I cannot get up here. So I'm not sure what kind of skip we're gonna be doing here, but I'm just gonna fly up there real quick. Wow, what a skip. And now we're just gonna continue on our way here. Okay, I don't think I've ever been here. Maybe I have, but I don't remember this part. Oh, I'm pretty sure you get here from the other side usually. And isn't Quirrell here? Normally? Maybe later. So I think I have to go up and right. Maybe through that door? Was it here? Let's hope so. Otherwise we're getting back to this point. Maybe I should have looked at the route. Now this looks perfect. This looks right, and I think we're almost there. So I do believe this strategy is a lot better because it gives us a bit of a better comparison where I'm actually, you know, going the same route, obviously a lot slower because I don't know it well or at all really. And it's better than just walking around aimlessly for 20 minutes when the actual split is only supposed to be like 5 minutes long. Like in the Green Path episode. So this is what I'm gonna be doing moving on from now. Oh, okay, I thought there were some platforms spawning here. Apparently I just had to wait. And yeah, I think this split is gonna be the easiest one so far, maybe apart from the first one. There isn't really... Oh my god, I just died. Or did I die? Oh no, this is the dream realm or whatever, so I can't even die. But that would have been hilarious. And a little sad. But yeah, there isn't any real boss. I mean, Grassmother is there, but I'm pretty sure there's just gonna be some strategy to kill her quickly. It's not a challenge per se. And the platforming looked very easy, so I guess it really just comes down to the one split, to the one skip that I don't know about yet. Just hoping it's not too difficult. Alright, we got the Dreamer. 4 minutes, 3 seconds. Oh, hi. I should probably add like 10 seconds to that, because I think the end of the last split, this split starts right after picking up Mantis Claw, and then you just quit to the menu, and that was always around 11 seconds for me. So it's more like 4:14, but it gives me a sort of a target time to beat. So see you in the practice session. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today and just focus on the two parts that I practiced the most, or that had the most impact rather. And one is the shade skip that you've seen in the background, and you're gonna see it a couple more times. That's the skip that I pretty much knew was gonna have to be here to get over that ledge. I just didn't know what it looked like, and this is it. It's pretty easy. I'm sure you're gonna see me mess it up once or twice here in the background. But really it's just a matter of dying efficiently. It's what I learned afterwards, and that's what you're not seeing here because I didn't practice it. And I didn't realize until after I had already done my final attempt that that should have been something I need to practice. Because that's where I lost most of the time on the final attempt, and you're gonna see that in a minute. Other than that, the skip itself is pretty easy. You're just pulling the shade over to the right, to the wall, jump up and down a couple of times until it's in the right spot, then jump and dash over to it, pogo, dash onto the ledge and jump up. It's pretty easy. And what you're seeing here are like the first 10 minutes of me doing the skip. Right now I can basically do this thing 20 times in a row. It's really quite easy. So let's head to a part that's a little bit more difficult. And that's the platforming section in the dream sequence. So here's the platforming section. I did not end up getting a great time here on this sort of mini split. I think part of the reason is because the debug mod just didn't work properly here. I couldn't use it to its full potential. Usually what I do is I set a save state just before the part that I want to practice. For example, you saw just now the save state that I used to practice the shade skip. And then once I've practiced it, I'd reload the save state and practice it all over again. Here in this dream sequence, for some reason, it just didn't work. It just wouldn't work. I'd save the save state, and then when I reload it, it just wouldn't spawn the sort of the ghost or whatever at the very beginning of this whole sequence. So none of the platforms would respawn, and I couldn't do anything. Couldn't really practice it. So that's why you see me here just sort of flying around the place every time I mess up, because I basically need to do this no clip every time I want to practice a part again. And that slowed me down a bit, frustrated me, and I think I didn't spend as much time practicing this as I should have. I didn't get it flawlessly, far from it really, losing a couple of seconds compared to the top runners. But I did get I guess an okay time at the end, and that's what you're gonna see right now. And here we are with my final attempt of the Dreamnail split, which really is two splits. I noticed it's Grossmother and Dreamnail, at least that's how I set up the live split. And overall, I'm quite happy with it. Even though maybe once you see the final time, you'll be asking like, why, how can I be happy with this? But I'm gonna explain as best as I can why that is. The first part is pretty straightforward here. There's really not much time to gain or lose, so I didn't. I'm pretty much on par with the top runners here, but there really isn't much to it, so that's not such a great accomplishment. Here you just try to gather some soul to kill Grossmother in the least amount of hits. Here, this little section is always a little bit of fun, but there's the first tiny time loss. You're obviously not supposed to dash into that ledge, but rather over it. And I think the same thing happens again in a second here, where I once again dash into the ledge, or just don't make the jump right there. Other than that, up until Grossmother, I don't lose any more time. And this is something I skipped completely in the initial attempt. I probably didn't look at the route exactly, just didn't go up there. And now we're gonna gather the last two hits of soul, and we're almost at the Grossmother fight, which is pretty straightforward. I think it took a long time in the initial attempt. It's really just a couple hits, 3 fireballs, and then 5 more hits after that. And the time for Grossmother was 1 minute 13. The run that I'm using as a comparison did it in 1 minute and 11 seconds. So that's pretty decent, I think. Cleanup was pretty much perfect. Or it was perfect, can't get faster than that, I guess. And here, somehow in this section, right from this moment until Shade Skip, I lose 8 seconds. And that's sort of the reason why the final time is pretty bad, I guess. But I'm still somehow happy with the run, because while I was doing this run, it didn't feel slow. It didn't feel like I was losing 8 seconds. Obviously that was a little mistake. Somehow I went down instead of just right to select the charm. Here I probably shouldn't have ran after this guy to get hit. But did that feel like 8 seconds of time loss to you? It didn't to me. Not when I was doing the run, but somehow there's a huge time loss here. And I'm still not quite sure where I messed up so severely. I'm gonna take another look at it, obviously, once I'm gonna do all the splits together for the final run. Now we're at the shade skip, which I obviously don't fail, otherwise you wouldn't be seeing this. And we're onto the boring section of the split, which is Blue Lake, just dashing right 100 times in a row. Which somehow wasn't very consistent for me. On the controller, it just felt like every jump at a different height. Sometimes I just miss a dash, as you saw there, and I lost about a second here just dashing through Blue Lake, which is obviously less than ideal. But now up here, and we're almost at the dream sequence, which just is preceded by a bunch of button mashing, like 20 seconds of it right now. So I think this is the perfect time to talk about the next split, which is gonna be Watcher Nights, and I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the detail of why that is in the actual Watcher Nights video, but the first time I did them on my very first playthrough, they gave me hell. And I almost quit the game right there. So now we're in the very final section, just waiting for this little ghost to show up. And through the platforming section, I think I lost another 3 seconds or so. And you can probably spot where those 3 seconds were left. Right here, 2 jumps on the platform for some reason, didn't make that jump perfectly. I think I'm gonna do the same here again, where I jump on the same platform twice. Just lacking a bit of confidence, because I didn't practice as much as I would have liked. And here we are with a final time of 2 minutes 53 for the Dreamnail section, and a total time of 3 minutes 50 for both splits together. And that puts me 16 seconds beyond the time I was comparing myself to. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.